Good morning, Sooner Nation. It's Sunday morning. Welcome to the Sooner Surge. After you weren't dreaming. It wasn't a nightmare. The Sooners did lose to South Carolina, 35-9 at the Palace on the Prairie. Wow, what a performance for your first matchup ever against South Carolina. Shane Beamer rolls into town and gets away with the dominating victory there. And guys, the program, the state of the program is here. What we're to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Before we get started, make sure you check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. You sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. The November and December shirts are beautiful. Make sure you sign up for that. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, and comment on this video. Guys, the state of this program, it's a downward spiral. It seems to be out of control, especially on the offensive end when things seem to be when you seem to say that things can't seem to be getting worse. They throw out a performance like yesterday with 9 points, and they probably had the ball. I'd have to look, Hunter. You may know, maybe the most opportunities that they've had the ball out of the last 5 games. I mean, they definitely had the ball a whole lot and still couldn't muster much out of it.
Yeah, they had the ball for 28 minutes, did not win the time of possession battle, but I mean, it's impossible to win when first 5 minutes and 20 seconds of football, you're down 21-0 because of 3 turnovers, 2 of them defensive touchdowns, the scoop and score for South Carolina, then the pick 6 as well. Just, I mean, it's not a winning recipe. This offense is atrocious. Again, not around for 1998. I don't know how 1998 could be much worse than this, if any. I mean, it's that bad for Oklahoma. Gave up 9 sacks, 9 different players. We talked about this on Game Time about the QB sack percentage for Oklahoma. They're 118th. For South Carolina on the defensive side of the ball, they're 9th in the country. It was going to be something to watch. The battle of the trenches, a atrocious Oklahoma offensive line that I don't know when was the last time they were this bad. I'm not sure on that. It's awful. And a very talented South Carolina defensive line. They give up 9 sacks, 9 different players. I think that's more concerning than anything. It's not like Dylan Stewart was the only one beating you. I mean, it was everyone. I mean, Jackson Arnold comes in, makes some plays, but I mean, even then, it's kind of the same story. There's no time back there. It's embarrassing. I don't know how jobs are not starting to open up, changes being made. It's not going to happen. It's baffling that Oklahoma year 3 under Brent Venables is this bad. And I mean, it doesn't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. And heads up, Sooner Nation, next year, same schedule, just flipped, plus Michigan. So, again, I think it's tough times ahead for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you sit here and what I've been saying for the last 24 hours is how did we get here as Oklahoma? How did Oklahoma get here in the position they're in? Well, yesterday in the game, you know, we talked all week. Can OU score 20 points and win this game? 2 minutes in, you're down 21-0. Game over. This is game 7. In game 7, just like game 6, just like game 5, game 4, game 3, game 2, game 1, every game they come out unprepared on offense. The O-line is the worst, probably maybe the worst unit I've seen at Oklahoma in a long time. It's unbelievably bad how bad they are at blocking. You add the tight ends to that mix, it's probably the worst I've ever seen. Multiple breakdowns in game 7 still on blocking. And here's the deal. If you cannot block, hey, Hunter Jackson Jr., how many games have you watched this year? And after the game, you said tight ends are having an issue blocking. Raise your hand. Yeah, everybody.
Every single game.
Yet, let's put them one-on-one with the defensive end. Yeah. That's called horrible coaching. That is putting your guys in positions to absolutely fail at football. That's what that is. You're saying, hey, you're not good at blocking. Let me give you against their best pass rusher. Oh, by yourself. Causing turnovers. 2 turnovers of the first 3 turnovers were caused because it was a missed block by a tight end.
Hey, Jay, they just got to execute.
Hey, you know what? Got to execute. And we're going to keep fighting out there, Hunter. But here's the deal. I mean, I could go on and on. The issues are this. It's not – they have so many issues offensively, I can't even begin to explain what it is. They missed out big time in the transfer portal. They whiffed in the transfer portal offensively, period. Bar none. Deion Burks, he played a few games. At this point, I don't know if he comes back. I mean, I'm not going to say whether he will or not. I don't know whatever he wants to do. But with this offense right now, it's atrocious. The chances of them getting 6 wins right now, right now you see Maine as a win. Everything else, I just don't see how it can happen with this offense. It's that bad. And the sad thing is the defense has been dealt a bad hand in this whole situation. And yeah, the defense made some mistakes, but they are by no means why this team's sitting 4-3 and looking at the losses you have. It's absolutely ridiculous. This team is on a downward spiral, as you said, Hunter, and it doesn't get easier. And I think something has to happen ASAP on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not talking about at the end of the year with whatever may happen with Brent Venables and whoever else. Show me you care and make a change now. I'm going to hear everybody say, well, who's going to call? I don't care. I said it last week. They'd have been better off punting on first down. The score would have been closer. Make it make sense.
Yeah, Jason, you said it. It's pretty apparent that Oklahoma, they missed on basically everyone they got this season as new players on the offensive side of the ball to come in. The lack of development has been apparent. I don't know if Oklahoma this year decided, hey, we're going to recruit players like we're still playing in the Big 12 or the SEC offensively, because I see a bunch of offensive linemen that are super soft. I see guys that are undersized. One, on your starting offensive line, if you're going to have Spencer Brown rolling out there as a starting offensive tackle in the SEC, a guy that could barely even stay on the field at Michigan State when they weren't even a very good football team, I think that says all you need to know about this offensive line. It's terrible. And, the sad thing is that they are literally deciding, Jason, you said, to put Bauer Sharp in to try and block Dylan Stewart, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen done in football, I think, that I've watched. If you're going to put your worst blocking tight end, Bauer Sharp, a guy who has been super up and down all year long, to try and block Dylan Stewart, who's going to be a freshman All-American, probably going to be a first-round pick by the end of his career at South Carolina. He's an extremely good player. That's not going to work. What, in your right mind, Jason, Jeremy Hunter, what would give you the idea to even try to do that in a football game against South Carolina? Who would even think that? And then the wide receivers constantly trying to run out there, Zion Raggins and Brennan Thompson on the same side of the field, have them run the same 3 or 4 route concepts the whole game. It doesn't work. When Zion Raggins is, what is he, 5'8", 5'9", not a big guy, not an SEC wide receiver.
Neither is Jacob Jordan, and Jacob Jordan looked good.
Well, yes. I mean, Jason, it makes no sense. So clearly this offense, they have no idea what they're even trying to do. They've had no idea all year long. Offensive line sucks. Tight ends suck. Wide receivers suck. Running backs, Javonte Barnes, I thought, was the only player on offense outside of Jackson Arnold that played a good game today. And he even fumbled the ball. But outside of that, nobody played good. This offense sucks. Staff changes, as you guys have said, need to be made immediately. I don't know. At this point, if you're Brent Venables, you guys have said, if Brent Venables truly cares for this offense, for this program, then he needs to do something, because keeping the offensive coordinator, tight ends coach, whoever, the rest of the year, it's just, we thought that we hit rock bottom against Texas. There is a debate. It was even worse against South Carolina, guys. So we said, oh, we've hit rock bottom every single week.
It's not a debate. It's fact.
Yeah.
It was the worst performance. They lost 34-3 against Texas, who, at the time was the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
South Carolina's kind of in a similar boat. And 5 minutes and 20 seconds in, it's 21-0, and they had 1 offensive possession on the short side of the field.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it needs to come down to this at the end of the year, but do you even look at potentially making almost wholesale changes on the offensive staff? I think that needs to be taken into consideration, because there's just a lot of things on this offensive side of the ball. It's broken right now. I don't know how much of it can be a one off-season fix. Obviously, it can be improved, but it might have to take multiple years of getting in more depth and more talent offensively to see what you can do. As Hunter, you said earlier, Oklahoma, they're going to have their schedule just flip next year, so it's not going to get any easier.
Guys, and Jackson, I 100% know Brent Venables cares. That's the issue is not a caring issue. It's a follow-through issue. It's a accountability issue and things like that. Real quick, guys, because I know we're already 10 minutes in here. Jay said things need to be done now. I said it needed to be done 2 weeks ago. It didn't happen. What is the solution right now? We sit here on a Sunday morning, October 20th. You got 5 games remaining. Give me something real quick, guys.
I mean, in my opinion, I think you got to make changes at the coordinator positions on the offensive side of the ball. Now, is it going to make Oklahoma all of a sudden have an offense? No. I mean, you just can't. I mean, this week you had both coordinators up in the box. It's baffling. I do not get it. I don't get how it is this bad. It seems almost at times with what they're rolling out there, like they're trying to lose. And I know that's not the case, but I mean, this offensive line is awful. It does not matter who the quarterback is for Oklahoma. Jackson Arnold, like what he did today, I think you have to play him going forward. But you could throw any Heisman winner in this offense, and it's still going to be ugly. It might be a little better, but it's still going to be ugly. There's just no time back there. And I think you got to start with midseason changes. One, it's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. I think Brent Venables has said that enough over the last few weeks. And then I think at that point, reevaluate. And I don't think anyone's job should be safe on the offensive staff at the end of the season. It's that bad.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm just going to say something really quick. It's going to be a very quick statement. I love Brent Venables. Okay. Very real chance. They got 4 more ranked teams this year. Very real chance through 3 years he's 1-13 against top 25. Okay. I mean, that's all I need to say. That's unacceptable. And I love Brent Venables. Jeremy, you know that. Hunter, you guys all know that. But that's 1-13. I mean, because they're probably, I mean, right now it looks like they're going to lose to 4 more ranked teams down the stretch, unless something miraculously happens on offense. 1-13 against top 25 teams.
Yeah, Jay, you said it. 1-13, the potential to be that ranked against top 25 teams. Hunter, you said it. There's no immediate fix to this offense. I don't know what you do. Is making a coordinator change an option? Yes, but like the offense, it's not just magically going to be fixed by making a coordinator change. It's going to take an offseason of getting in new coaches, probably new players. Just there's going to have to be a lot of things to reevaluate at the end of the year. And if Oklahoma, I mean, if they don't make a bowl game this year, guys, I hate to say it, Jason, I love Brent Venables as well, but is there a chance they reevaluate things with Brent Venables? I don't know if it gets to that point, but it might be a tough conversation to have if you're Joe C, because not making a bowl game at the University of Oklahoma is unacceptable.
Hey, yeah, you're right. But let me say something real quick on the whole situation with Brent Venables. Right now, my concern with Brent Venables, what tells you right now, guys, that do you want him making the OC hire? I mean, who makes that hire? That's going to be Brent Venables. Are you confident that he's going to hire the right guy? Because if you don't hire another guy and he doesn't work out, then you're sitting it's back even more. That's my.
And it doesn't matter if Brent Venables is the coach. It's 100% his choice to hire.
I know, but what I'm
saying, he's going to fall on the
is,
sword if he makes a bad one. He can't rely on someone else to do his job for him.
No.
That's what I would say to that. And, did you want to respond to that, Jay?
Yeah, I was just saying, I wasn't saying should somebody else make the decision. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to keep Brent Venables, then you're relying that he's going to make a good hire, is all I'm saying. If not, then they're just going to need to cut ties before that.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? Like, if you wait and he makes a bad hire, you're really kind of toast.
Yeah, Jay, and something too that I think probably needs to happen is you need to go out and do an actual offensive coordinator search this time.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You don't need to try and keep the continuity within the program. Try and keep a guy someone already knows you.
Why would you keep continuity of this crap?
You're not going to. That's what I'm saying. You're going to go out and you're going to find someone.
They also got to spin and make a big-time portal additions in the offseason.
But that's all, guys. That's all in the offseason. The question was, what do you do now? Hunter says get rid of the coordinators now. I know Jay said that's well and Jackson. And the other thing is you empty the bench, you play the young guys. That's what I do from here on out. But guys,
hey, real
Yeah.
quick, one last thing to wrap this up. John Blake, famous Oklahoma head coach in the late 90s for Oklahoma. His record against top 25 teams, he got fired after 3 years, 1-9. So
very similar. Yeah, a lot of correlation in those years. Drop your comments in the chat. State of the Oklahoma University football program. Thanks for watching the content. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Plenty more to come, Sooner Nation.